Yo, I just wanted to show you this BeerMoney site that I've been using for a couple years now. It's called Qmee. I've earned a little over 1,100 bucks from it. I primarily earned from doing surveys, or rather, I've only earned from doing surveys. If you don't mind doing surveys, this is definitely one of my most recommended BeerMoney sites for doing surveys. You get a lot of them every day. There's just a lot to choose from. You get a lot of really good paying survey ones. I've gotten a lot where when uh, on a side note, I've done surveys for a long time as well, so I can shave off a lot of minutes from doing surveys, just because I know what to expect and like I just kind of know how surveys work and all that and how they're laid out. But a lot of the surveys that I do equate to like making 13 bucks an hour or even 20 bucks an hour. I've gotten some that um, that are like as if I were making 40 bucks an hour. I'm not saying that you can do surveys for a whole hour and not get disqualified. I'm just saying that like that one survey that I did and got credited for equated to like 13 bucks an hour or even 20 bucks or even more. And they're not like super frequent, but like I do get a lot of them. And I can usually make like maybe 3 bucks to like up to like 9 bucks a day. But on weekends I usually get less surveys, and that's just really normal for a lot of survey sites. Um, but when I started using Qmee, I could make like 16 bucks to like 22 bucks or even more a day. But I used to do a lot more surveys back then, and like surveys just paid a little more back then as well. But they still pay a decent amount. I usually do these surveys while I'm playing games. I just have a game paused right now in the back of me. I also watch anime while I do surveys. It just makes it more enjoyable. But anyways, you usually earn primarily from doing surveys, but they also have games that you can play to earn. And they have search to earn, which is like tracking what you search and stuff. And they also have cashback. Like if you shop at retailers or like Amazon or whatever, you get a cashback from shopping through the link and all that. But anyways, let's get to my computer screen.
Alright, so this is what Qmee looks like for the desktop version. I'm just gonna be showing the desktop version for this. But I'll first start out with like my lifetime earnings. Like I said, I'm at 1,000. I'm a little over 1,100. You can see most of my earnings are from surveys and the quiz and stuff. Um, and the quiz is like something that you get once a day, and I'll talk about that in a second. But we'll start with the home page. I'll start talking about like this streak thing. What the streak thing is if you're active for 5 days in a row or more, you get 10% increased earnings for your surveys. So you can kind of see like some of the surveys right here. And this one is like 63 cents. So 10% of 60 is, 6 cents. So you get an extra 6 cents for completing the survey. And you only get this from like completing surveys. Oh, kind of, but I'll touch on that in a second. Um, but one of the easiest ways to get the streak going is if you answer this daily poll. And you only get this daily poll once a day. And I've already answered this. But whenever this thing is not green, it'll be like yellow or like even red. And it'll tell you like, oh, you have this much time before the day resets and you need to answer, you need to do something to keep the streak going. And the poll is the most easiest way. Um, I don't remember what time or the universal time this thing resets, but if you look up 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, that's when it resets. Um, the second easiest way is doing this pop quiz. You get two of these a day, but you only can answer one a day. They do two because of like time zones. Like if you live in the US or something, you get a chance of doing this pop quiz, and if you live in the EU or Europe, like the EU people can get a chance of doing the pop quiz. But as you can see, this one resets at 3:51 a.m., which is the morning, or is it night? Yeah, it's like morning time for UK or afternoon, I don't know. But you have 1 hour to do it. So when this comes out at 3:51, it should end at like 4:51. And then once this ends, usually for me, I'll get my pop quiz during the mornings at like either 10 to like 12 o'clock in the morning. Um, but that's the second easiest way to do it. The third way is you have to at least do one of these surveys. As you can see, you get 12 surveys at a time. But if you complete one of these, or if you get disqualified from one of them, it just gets replaced by another one. I don't think I've ever seen less than 12 surveys. If not, like I haven't seen one in a while. So like let's say you fail like 3 of these surveys, it'll usually replace it with 3 more surveys pretty fast. Usually. Um, but to get the streak or to get the day counted, you have to complete the survey, like I said. You can't get if you get disqualified, it's not gonna count. Um, Now I will say, since we're on talking about surveys, I do recommend doing the surveys on your mobile phone if you can. I don't know why they have this benefit on mobile when it's not on desktop, but like when you have the streak going as well, there's another hidden feature that they don't talk about is if you fail a quiz or if you fail a survey, sometimes you still get this 10%. Like let's say, or it's usually 10% or more. I've noticed like 10% to 30%. Like let's say I do this survey, like this 69-cent survey on my phone, and I fail it, it might give me 6 cents still. Sometimes it might give me 12 cents or like 18 cents, 20 to 30% of the survey sometimes, not always. And this isn't gonna always happen. It's just for some of the surveys that you get disqualified on, you'll still get like the bonus and stuff. So that's why I highly recommend doing the surveys on your phone if you can. But below that, you can see a couple of the surveys that I've done right here. They've been pretty short. I'm not going to click on any of these because it shows the survey ID and I don't want to have to blur that out. But that's pretty much the surveys. There will be some surveys that require you to fill out like personal information as you see right here. It's either like email and your name and all that. You can feel free to click this to hide it. And then there's another one that's like for webcams. So you have to have a webcam to do the survey if you want to do those. But if you don't, you hide that. Um, and it should hide the surveys. It didn't hide them right now, but like I think if you refresh, it should hide it. Yeah, yeah. So it hid it all. Um, but anyways, that's pretty much the surveys. I'll move on to the cashback. Um, there's a lot of options right here. You can check all the categories right here. And you can also search for the stores. But they've got a ton of different places for you to check out and all that. And if you have to click through this link and it'll take you to the site and then you start shopping. Or I think you can just click on this and then you can go to the site by yourself as well. Because it gives you like a cookie and it tracks it for you. Then once you make the purchase, it'll update your balance up here with the money. And then we have deals. Deals is more of like a coupon type of thing. I don't really use this very often. Sometimes you get like apps like this Acorns one right here. I don't recommend doing the Acorns here, just because it's only like a $20 bonus, and if you click on it, it'll tell you what you have to do right here. Um, and then you click on the go to deal, and then it'll give you like a link to go on your phone to sign up for this. I don't recommend doing it here. Like I said, I've seen higher offers to sign up for Acorns on other places. I can't remember on the top of my head, but um, for investing apps and like banking apps like this, you have to sign up with your social security number. And since you only have one of those, you might as well take the highest offer that you can, since you only can do it once. But that's pretty much all with the deals. Moving on to the games. Before I talk a little more about this, I do highly recommend checking out my multi-level game download offer page that I'll link in the description. It talks about how these games work and stuff and why I recommend other sites to do it and how you can kind of get around things. I'm not going to talk about it in this video just because they can't take down my blog for anything. Um, but anyways, I don't really like doing the games here. The big reason why is because you see this like iOS only or like the Android only is fine, but like the iOS only is not great. And doing BeerMoney on iOS is just not. It's not the greatest OS to do it on. And the reason for that is because a lot of the BeerMoney apps are just really sketchy, and like the Apple Store is very, very strict on allowing certain apps to be there. And since like BeerMoney apps are very sketchy, they just don't allow a lot of them. Um, and like the Android store, like there's a lot of scam apps and there's a lot of like really sketchy apps out there. So like the Android store is just not as strict, which is why there's so many beer money apps that you can try to earn from and stuff. Um, but I highly recommend not doing a lot of these offers here. Like I said, I go into that in the page. Recommend reading that. But even for these Android ones, I don't recommend doing it just because they don't pay as much as other sites, and like some of these challenges are really difficult. Like I don't remember which ones, but like a lot of these are kind of difficult compared to like other sites, and like other sites just pay kind of better, and like these challenges aren't as hard as it is. And like when I'm talking about like difficulty, like it's gonna be hard that like you're probably gonna have to spend some money doing it and stuff. Um, and while I'm here, you see this like offer that says to purchase the growth pack. You have to. I'm pretty sure you have to purchase this. Like most your money sites that require you to move on to the next task, you have that have like the purchase in the middle. You have to do this before you can earn from like any of these. So if you get to like chapter 10 in 3 days, you're gonna have to purchase this pack, and I'm pretty sure the growth pack's gonna cost more than this. Um, and there's gonna be like other beer money sites that won't have this in the middle, and they'll just have it in the bottom, or like they'll pay you more to spend money and all that. But like I said, a lot of these offers are very, very difficult compared to other sites, and they pay an okay amount, but like I don't know, it's pretty middle of the road. So I highly recommend not doing these here. Um, there's one more way to earn. I've never really used it, but like you can search to earn. Um, like I said, I don't even have the plug or the browser right or yeah, the browser app, but you can get it right here. You go to the search, and then you click here, it'll take you to the page. You install it, and then like after like I don't know, like 100 searches or like 80 searches or something, it might pay you like a couple cents or something. Just like any other beer money site that offers this and stuff. I haven't done it. I might try to do it, and if I do it, I'll update the blog about it. Um, we can go to the cash out options now. There's not a lot um that's really there to talk about. I can't really show you any of the surveys just because I'm always forced to hit the I won't share this information about the survey and all that with people. So, really quick, you can kind of see all the surveys that I've done. Just done a ton of them. But I'm also gonna have like a list, linking to like a list on my blog page so you can see all the surveys that I've done as well that are like worth a lot. And some of those surveys would be like equivalent to making like 13 bucks an hour or 20 bucks an hour or even 40 bucks an hour. And like I said, the 40 buck an hour ones are like very, very rare. And I'll say it again. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to do surveys for an hour to make 13 bucks an hour, but like that one survey that you do is equivalent to doing 13 bucks an hour or even 20 bucks an hour. But anyways, these are the cash out options. You have the main one, PayPal, and you have Venmo. I'm not gonna click on this because I'm gonna have to blur out my my email for it. But you have gift cards as well. There's like a ton of gift card options. I think there's about what like 30 almost or 28. I don't remember. But they have most of the popular ones. Um, and I think the minimum amount's $5. I'm pretty sure it's $5 for PayPal as well. And this is one of the sites that is instant cashback or instant cash outs, especially for PayPal at least. Like once you cash out the PayPal within minutes, it's gonna send it to you. They also have cash outs to the charities and stuff if you want to donate to charity, I guess. Um, but this is the cash out that I did very, very recently, just to show you that the site is legit. And you can see that I've cashed out with that like over $1,000 here. Um, just to show you. And I've used the site for years and I've earned, you know, this much money. But that's pretty much all that I have for this site. I might have more tips about doing surveys, and like what survey sites I recommend doing and like trying to be careful on and stuff, to not get disqualified. I won't talk about it in the video just in case they like try to take this video down. Like I said, they can't take my blog down, so it's safer to do it on the blog. In case I miss anything, everything will be on the blog. If not, I'll try to do my best to update it when I can. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to playing some Final Fantasy. I'm about to go fight Reno, and I'm also watching Dan season 2 if you care about anime. But anyways, take care.